Ted McMillan, James Pierce. These are the top guys available. Matthew Golden, Jade Barron, who Josh took for the Dolphins last night. Shamar Stewart, Tyler Warren, who we all love, I know. Josh Simmons, Michael Williams, Nick Emmanwori.
All right, so there's a ton of good players here, right? So I think maybe we look at trade offers, and because there are so many good players at positions that we like, maybe we see what trades we got, right?
All right, so we're going to look at the offers now. The Broncos are offering, let's see.
So in this year's draft, we'd be moving down to pick 20.
Yep.
We'd also get their second round pick, which is pick 19 or pick 51. We'd get their 6th round pick and a 3rd and a 7th next year, plus Stidham. That's a hard no for me.
I would take this trade. I mean, I don't really care about the Stidham offer, but
Stidham doesn't move the needle.
We only have 3 picks in the top 100 this year. If we could pick up another one, I think that would be ideal.
So let's look at the next offer here because we do have multiple offers. The Colts.
So we move down one, and we pick up a 2 next year. That's a good. That's
enticing. That doesn't help us in this exercise, though.
No, you're right. You're right.
No, it sure doesn't. But I'm gonna honestly I will be voting for that unless we have a better one.
All right, next offer. That's interesting.
So we'd be moving down to 23 and picking up Jenkins.
I don't really know much about this guy.
I don't either.
Elgin Jenkins. Let me look him up real quick, see what his Pro Football Focus ranking was.
Yeah.
He's a great guard. It's just at that point, too, you got to think cap-wise, is this a realistic move? But also at the same time, in this exercise, do we really care about realism there?
So that's a big drop for picking up a guard, especially if he's not.
Well, he was overall 45th out of 135 in guards last year, so that's pretty darn good. What we had. He's a great pass blocker. He's a mediocre run blocker.
Yeah, we need run blockers, though, man.
We do.
In 2022, he signed a 4-year, $68 million contract. There's no way we can afford him. So this one's by our cap space. Unless we restructure Tua, it's out of the question.
All right, so he's 29 years old. We're going to go to the next offer here.
Nope.
Yeah, the Bills aren't even doing it. They give us a 1 next year, which is crazy, but there's no way they would do that, right?
All right. So these are that's our last offer. Is the Bills? This Bills offer.
I think for the sake of the mock, I like the Broncos one. If in real life, I would like the Colts one the best.
Yeah. And now here's the question: Are we doing this mock like between the 4 of us? Are we doing this mock as if this was the real deal, or are we just trying to have fun and make a shit ton of picks? Right? Because I'm approaching this like, well, let's do this as if we were making like actual decisions.
Yes.
Right?
And if that's the case, and I think the Colts offer is probably our best offer, and we can look at offers for our 14th pick once we accept this.
I mean, do you guys agree, or should we just stick at 13, stick and pick?
I definitely saw at least 3 people I would take here, so I think moving down 1 spot is fine.
Taylor? Yeah. All right, let's do it.
I agree.
The Colts are now on the clock.
So we accepted the offer. And
who'd they get?
Benjamin Morrison, cornerback from Notre Dame. Doesn't really move. Like, the guy we took last night, Jade Barron, is still on the board. Should we want to take him? We're going to look at offers now.
This is a good one.
That's real tempting.
So the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens. Pick 27 in the first round. 4th round pick. Number 136 overall. And next year's number 1 for them.
Here's the thing about that one, by the way. I mean, it really depends on, Dudley had mentioned Greer doesn't like drafting guards in the first round, right? Is this a low enough move where Greer's like, I'd take a guard here. Maybe Tyler Booker's there at 27. And he's he's like, I'll take Booker here and pick up a 1 next year. That's a real tempting offer.
And that gives us multiple 4s where we could potentially package that up and trade up if we wanted to.
That would be our 3rd, 4th round pick.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'd definitely be able to move up.
All right. So next offer, the Broncos want to trade with us again.
So we're moving out of the first completely.
Yes.
So picking up a 1st and a 2nd next year.
Yeah. And an extra 2, 4, and 6 this year.
That's a huge fall, though. 14 to 51.
Yeah.
37 spots.
That's not
Next-
fun for this exercise. Oh,
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi.
Is
All
he
right.
better than Zach Wilson? I mean, I don't think.
I
so
don't
I'll be
like
hon-
any of these.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. None of these really move the needle for me. Taylor, what do you think?
No, I think for the sake of the mock and the sake of this,
Let's-
this exercise, I think we should just stick and pick here.
All right.
Let's do it.
So we are
Yeah.
going to reject
Reject
all.
all.
And who do we want?
Well, the good news is pretty much nothing changed
Exactly.
from the last time we're on the clock. So Kenneth Grant's here. Josh Simmons is here. Go to
Jahdae
corner.
Barron.
You got Jahdae Barron. You got Malachi Starks, Jahad Campbell.
Can you scroll
Is
down a
there
little from the
anybody-
list?
So I'll be honest. I went and looked up Jahdae Barron more last night after Josh took him
Mhm.
for us in our mock draft yesterday. I like Jahdae Barron more and more.
Yeah.
I like I normally like cornerbacks who are a little bit bigger than him. So in that vein, I like Johnson
hmm
a lot.
Out of
but-
Michigan. Yeah.
Out of Michigan, yeah. But I like Jahdae Barron's. Like he's feisty and he's fast and he doesn't give up. He's a really good tackler. So if it's me, my vote would be Jahdae Barron.
All right, so can you scroll down just to slowly see who's out? So Tyler Warren. Who else we have? Josh
Tyler
Simmons.
Booker should be available as well.
Yeah. Nick Manwari. Walter Nolan. Kenneth
Grant.
Grant. Oof.
I know you're a big fan of him, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Walker.
I definitely lean more towards building these trenches. I don't know what the skill difference is between a Grant and a Barron or Barden, whatever the hell his name is.
Jahdae Barron. Yeah.
Jahdae Barron. Or even like a Malachi Starks for that matter, which we've seen mocked here
Mhm.
Yeah,
a ton.
yeah.
Um,
I definitely seen that a lot.
Like from a positional preference for me, it would be on the defensive line, but I also don't want to reach there just for need. Like to Josh's point, you draft the best guy available, and if it aligns with a need, that's great.
All right. So I think as much as I love Barron and he would be my pick, I think I'm going to change it up a little bit just for the sake of changing it up. And I think I'm going to go Kenneth Grant. That would be my choice, right? Defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Sure. You get a really talented player who I think, I don't necessarily think he's better than Mason Graham, but I mean, it's splitting hairs, right? Last night I picked Barron. If this was real world and my house was on the line, I would probably pick Barron over Grant. But that's kind of that's who I'm going for. He's 6'4", 331.
Gosh,
You know-
that's a big boy.
Yeah, he's definitely
Ran a 5'5", 140. I mean,
yeah.
for a defensive tackle, right?
Taylor, thoughts?
Yeah. First off, I just want to throw this out there because I think it is an interesting dynamic we have here. Like Anthony, I'm glad you're also coming into this. Like you're not fully into the draft yet. Like you haven't looked at everybody here. So you coming at it from guys, I know Jahdae Barron might be a great player, but trenches. And I think that's a fantastic way to look at it because I'm with you, man. I think Kenneth Grant, you look at the guard position. And yeah, I love Tyler Booker. I love Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons is my number one ranked offensive lineman, and he's still out there. But man, I like a lot of these offensive linemen, especially in the interior in rounds 2 and 3. Marcus Bowe, Ozzie Trapilo out of Boston College. So there's a lot to still pick from in rounds 2 and 3. When you look at D tackle, I have questions about Walter Nolan. I have questions about the guy from Toledo. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. Derek Harmon as well from Oregon. I kind of have questions about too, even though I really like him. So yeah, my answer would be Kenneth Grant. I love what he does, man. High motor, 340 just about.
Yeah. I think the only other question I would ask is, are any of these edge guys actual hand in the dirt defensive ends that could stop the run and put pressure on the quarterback that at least is worthy of this pick, right? Over somebody
Michael
like
Williams.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Williams. But, maybe Shamar Stewart, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that for me, an edge is a luxury pick. I mean, I know we're getting 2 injury-prone players back, but with Chubb coming back, rushing the edge, you have, You know, you have JP coming back, rushing the edge. I mean, we don't know what they're going to be like, but if they're even a shell of themselves, they're going to be productive. We have Chop on the edge. You know, I don't know.
I'm
I
good
think
with Grant here.
Yeah.
I
What
think
about you,
defensive
Keith?
Tackle is a huge need.
Well,
there.
look, I'm outvoted, so the vote's 3-1.
But we still care about your opinion.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. So so my personal opinion is either Jahdae Barron or Josh Simmons.
Okay.
But I understand where Taylor's coming from, where there's talented guards to be had in the second round. We just have to sweat that one out. So
Yeah.
So again, my vote would be Jahdae Barron or Josh Simmons. But
Josh Simmons is a mauler, though, man. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happens if, like, say we do take Josh Simmons here, and this is just for the fun of the exercise here. What the hell do we do with Patrick Paul, and what do we do with Austin Jackson? You know?
Yeah, I mean,
So
Austin Jackson stays where he's at. I think he's a really good right tackle. I think Patrick Paul would need to possibly, I don't know, right? I don't know.
So Josh Simmons, I've heard that his arm length is not ideal for an offensive tackle. It's not. You typically want guys with 34-inch arms. He's got 33-inch arms. So I could see moving Josh Simmons inside.
Yeah, I think that's what the consensus was, is that, you know, as a tackle, he's a little slow. He plays a little high. You put him inside where he can play in a phone booth, and it'll allow him to kind of exercise his nasty streak, if you will. I mean, he could be a good guard, but I don't think you take could be a good guard at 14. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. The draft. Look what we're talking about. We're talking about arm length, boys. We're all over the place here.
Look at us. We are professionals.
Listen, the draft amazes me because I look at all these guys that right this year. I've been looking at Kuiper and Daniel Jeremiah and who's the guy that used to be with Kuiper, and now he does his own thing. McShay, and I've been looking at Joe Klatt, whatever the heck his name is, right? And they all have different ideas of what these guys will be, and it fascinates me. I love it.
Yeah. It is really fun to see, like, you're judging another human being based on height, weight, speed, and you know what's really funny is and there's like so many examples of, like, okay, like Brandon Fisk. I don't mean to keep going back to him. I'm a Florida State grad living up north in enemy territory. Brandon Fisk was one of my favorite players in the draft last year. Like, not a first round talent in my opinion, but close to it, right? And he was short, stubby, like everyone was calling him fat and slow and this, that, and the other. And holy God, that man is like incredible as a DT, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, I think it's time, boys. We need to make the pick. What do we think?
All right. Majority rules. So
Kenneth Grant, welcome to Miami.
Kenneth Grant is the pick.
Thank goodness we're not actually on the clock, boys. Our 10 minutes was up forever.
Yeah. All right.
But Anthony, you brought up run defense, by the way. Kenneth Grant, I think he is a fantastic run defender. I know people have questions about him as a pass rusher. I do like the motor. I like the potential of him as a pass rusher as well. So.
All right.